Hi everyone, greetings from King's College of Engineering. Myself K. Arun, Assistant Professor in Department of Civil Engineering. In this video, we are going to see how we can calculate a strain energy due to axial loading. So first of all, what is strain energy? So when an elastic body is loaded, it undergoes deformation, and when the load is removed, it regains its original shape. So this property of a material is called elasticity. So for the time loaded, energy will be stored in it, and when the load is removed, energy will be released. So this internal energy is called as strain energy. So based upon the loading conditions, strain energy varies accordingly. So here we are going to see how we can calculate a strain energy for axial loading. So in this diagram we can see if P is the load applied and X is the deformation, and we can see the energy stored here. So strain energy due to axial load U will be given by sigma square by 2E into V. So here sigma is the stress, E is the Young's modulus, and V is the volume. So we all know that volume can be obtained by multiplying the area into length. So I am going to substitute the value for V here. Then the strain energy formula will be U equal to sigma square by 2E into AL. Now we are going to see an example. Two similar bars A and B are each 30 cm long as shown in the figure. The bar A receives an axial load which produces a maximum stress of 200 MN per meter square. Find the maximum stress produced by the same load on bar B. If the bar is stressed to 200 MN per meter square, determine the ratio of energy stored by the bars A and B. So in this problem, they have given that they have compared two bars A and B. So each bar is 30 cm long, and then the bar A receives a maximum stress of 200 MN per meter square, which is sigma here. So we have to calculate the maximum stress produced by the same load on bar B. And then if the bar is stretched to 200 MN per meter square, that is, if we have to consider the sigma as 200 MN per meter square in bar B. After that, we have to determine the strain energy stored in the bar, and then we have to determine the ratio of the energy stored by the bars A and B. So this is the problem, and we are going to solve now. So we can see the diagram here. So they have given two bars A and B. So this is bar A. So it is 4 cm in diameter and 2 cm in diameter. The 2 cm diameter portion is 10 cm long, and 4 cm diameter portion is 20 cm long. So this is bar A and this is bar B. So here again the upper portion is 2 cm in diameter and the bottom portion is 4 cm in diameter. So the length of the 2 cm diameter portion is 20 cm and the bottom portion of 4 cm diameter is 10 cm. So this is bar B. So for better understanding, I have divided the portions into 1 and 2 because while calculating the strain energy, it varies based on the area. Since the formula implies area also, it varies based on the area. So we have to calculate the strain energy for portion 1 and portion 2, and then we have to sum it up for the total strain energy stored in bar A. Similarly, in bar B also I have divided the portions into 1 and 2. So now solution. We have to find actually sigma 1 square, that is the maximum stress stored in the bar B, and then the ratio of strain energy A by strain energy B. So this is the given data. In bar A, sigma 1 is the stress induced in bar A. So they have given the value 200 MN per meter square. So it is for portion 1. And sigma 2 is the strain energy in bar A for portion 2. A1 is the area of portion 1 in bar A, and A2 is the area of portion 2 in bar A. L1 is the length of portion 1 in bar A, which is 10 cm, and L2 is the length of portion 2 in bar A, which is 20 cm. So in bar A, sigma 1 A1 will be equal to sigma 2 A2. So they have mentioned that in the problem statement itself. So I am equating, that is the load applied is common. So load will be equal to stress will be equal to load by area. So load will be equal to stress into area. So that's what we have written here. Sigma 1 A1 equal to sigma 2 A2. That is sigma equal to P by A, since P equal to sigma into A. So we are now substituting the values of sigma here. So sigma 1 already they have given in the problem 200 into 10 power 6 and area is pi d square by 4. So pi by 4 into diameter is 2 centimeter. So to convert it into meter I am multiplying it by 10 power minus 2. Similarly in the right hand portion sigma 2 is unknown which we are going to calculate. So area is pi by 4 into d square, it is 4 centimeter. So 4 into 10 power minus 2 whole square. So I am simplifying, I am cancelling the pi by 4 which is on both sides and then 10 power minus 2. So the balance terms will be 200 into 10 power 6 which will be multiplied by 2 square and sigma 2 into 4 square. So on solving this I am getting sigma 2 equal to 50 into 10 power 6 Newton per meter square. So 10 power 6 we can write it as meganewton. So therefore sigma 2 will be equal to 50 meganewton per meter square. So strain energy in bar A is UA which is equal to sigma 1 square A1 L1 by 2E sigma 2 square A2 L2 by 2E. So now I am going to calculate the sigma 1 square A1 L1 by 2E separately and then sigma 2 square A2 L2 by 2E separately and then we can sum it up. So first one sigma 1 square A1 L1 by 2E. I am substituting the values here. So sigma 1 value is 200 into 10 power 6 whole square. Area, so pi by 4 into 2 into 10 power minus 2 whole square, that is pi d square by 4. So diameter is 2 into 10 power minus 2 and then length of the portion is 10 centimeter. So 10 into 10 power minus 2 which is whole divided by 2e. So on simplifying we will be getting the value as 6.28 into 10 power minus 11 divided by e. Next is for the, so this is equation 1. So next is for the portion 2. Sigma 2 square A2 L2 divided by 2E. So sigma 2 now only we have calculated 50 into 10 power 6. So area 2 is pi d square by 4. So here diameter is 4 into 10 power minus 2. So I am squaring it up. And then length of the second portion is 20 centimeter which is equal to 20 into 10 power minus 2. Since we are using the terms meter here. So I am multiplying it with 10 power minus 2. So whole divided by 2E. So again on simplifying we will be getting 3.11 into 10 power 11 divided by E. So this is equation 2. So the total strain energy stored in the bar A will be equal to portion 1 plus 2. So I am adding that. So 6.28 into 10 power 11 plus 3.11 into 10 power 11 divided by E. So the total strain energy stored in the bar A will be equal to 9.39 into 10 power 11 divided by E. So we have calculated the strain energy stored in bar A. Next we are going to calculate the strain energy in bar B. So first we have to define the terms here. So here we can use the notation as dash since we already have used sigma 1 and all. For bar B we can use the notation dash here. So sigma 1 dash is the stress induced in bar B. Sigma 2 dash is the stress induced in bar B in second portion. So sigma 1 dash is the stress induced in bar B in portion 1. This is for the portion 2. And A1 dash is the area of portion 1 in bar B. A2 dash is the area of portion 2 in bar B. L1 dash is the length of the portion 1 in bar B, so which is 20 centimeter, and L2 dash is the length of the portion 2 in bar B, which is equal to 10 centimeter. So again in bar B sigma 1 dash A1 dash equal to sigma 2 dash A2 dash. So I am going to substitute the values here. So in this case we don't have any stress value. So they have not mentioned any values for the stress. Okay, so simply I am keeping it as sigma 1 dash. So area diameter of portion 1 is 2 cm. So 2 into 10 power minus 2. Similarly in area 2 diameter of the portion is 4 cm. So 4 into 10 power minus 2. So I am cancelling the similar parts. So sigma 1 dash multiplied by 2 square, sigma 2 dash multiplied by 4 square. So I am getting the value of sigma 1 dash in terms of sigma 2 here, because then only we can substitute in the strain energy formula. So sigma 1 dash will be equal to, so here 2 square is 4, here 4 square is 16, so I am cancelling, it will be 4. So sigma 1 dash will be equal to 4 sigma 2 dash. So strain energy in bar B, that is UB, will be equal to sigma 1 dash square A1 dash L1 dash by 2E plus sigma 2 dash square A2 dash L2 dash by 2E, that is for portion 1 and portion 2. So like bar A, so I am going to calculate the strain energy in bar B for portion 1 and 2 separately, and then we can sum it up. So here we can see instead of sigma 1 dash I have substituted 4 sigma 2 dash. So then only we can get the terms as sigma 2. After that we can get the value of sigma 1. So portion 1, so I am going to substitute the value. So instead of sigma 1 I have substituted 4 sigma 2. So since it is square, 4 square is 16 and sigma 2 dash square. So area, so diameter of the portion 1 is 2, so 2 into 10 power minus 2, and length of the portion 1 is 20 centimeter, so 20 into 10 power minus 2 whole divided by 2e. On simplifying, we are getting 5.02 into 10 power minus 4 by e multiplied by sigma 2 dash square. Then for portion 2, so this is equation 3. So then for portion 2 also, I am going to use this formula. Now substituting the values, we can see here it is sigma 2 dash square. So area, the diameter is 4 centimeters, so 4 into 10 power minus 2 whole square. And then length of the portion 2 is 10 centimeters, so 10 into 10 power minus 2 whole divided by 2e. And simplifying, it will be 0.63 into 10 power minus 4 by e into sigma 2 dash square. So this is equation 4. So the total strain energy stored in bar B will be portion 1 plus 2. So I am adding it up. So 5.02 into 10 power minus 4 plus 0.63 into 10 power minus 4. So which is equal to 5.65 into 10 power minus 4 by e multiplied by sigma 2 dash square. Now we are going to equate strain energy stored in bar A and strain energy stored in bar B. So we have calculated the strain energy stored in bar A as 9.39 into 10 power 11 divided by e, and strain energy stored in bar B will be 5.65 into 10 power minus 4 by e multiplied by sigma 2 dash square. So I am cancelling the Young's modulus here since it is on both sides. On simplifying, so sigma 2 dash will be 40.76 into 10 power 6 Newton per meter square. Since it is 10 power 6, I am writing it as mega Newton per meter square. So already we have found that sigma 1 dash is equal to 4 times of sigma 2 dash. So for 4 into 40.76 will give the value for sigma 1 dash, which is equal to 163.3 mega Newton per meter square. So this is the case 1. They have asked what is the maximum stress induced in bar B. So we have solved the case 1. In case 2, they have mentioned this: if the maximum stress induced is 200 mega Newton per meter square, then calculate the strain energy stored in the bar and then compare the ratios of strain energy stored in bar A and bar B. That is, in case 2, we are going to assume that sigma 1 dash is equal to 200 mega Newton per meter square. So this is what I have written here. If sigma 1 dash equal to 200 mega Newton per meter square, find UA by UB. So here sigma 1 dash equal to 200 into 10 power 6 Newton per meter square. So sigma 1 dash equal to 4 times of sigma 2. So therefore sigma 2 will be sigma 1 dash by 4. So it will be equal to 50 mega Newton per meter square. So UB will be 5.65 into 10 power minus 4 by e multiplied by sigma 2 dash square. So I am going to substitute the value of sigma 2 dash here, 50 into 10 power 6. So that we can calculate the strain energy stored in bar B. For the stress induced is 200 mega Newton per meter square. So the value is 1.413 into 10 power 12 divided by e. So now we are going to compare the strain energy stored in bar A and bar B. So strain energy stored in bar A divided by strain energy stored in bar B will be equal to 9.39 into 10 power 11 by e, and then for stress induced is 200 mega Newton per meter square. We have calculated, that is 1.413 into 10 power 12 divided by e. So on simplifying, we get the ratio as 0.66. So thus the ratio of the strain energy stored in bar A and bar B is equal to 0.66. So in this video we have seen what is the formula for calculating the strain energy due to axial load, and then we have solved a problem for the stress induced, and then we have calculated the strain energies. After that we have compared the strain energy ratios also. So thanks for watching this video. For more educational videos, subscribe our YouTube channel, King's College of Engineering, Punarkulam. Thank you all.